Hi, I'm Mike. Today I'm going to show you how to install a quick connect ductless mini split system. They're easy to install, you can do it yourself. Let's get started. First things first, you'll need to assemble your tools. You'll need a pencil, level, stud finder, drill, Phillips screwdriver, drywall anchors and screws, 2.5-inch hole saw, 2 adjustable wrenches, Allen wrench, and duct tape. First we need to choose where to install your indoor wall unit. Today, I'm going to install it in the bedroom. Plan to position your indoor unit high on the wall with at least 6 inches of clearance from the ceiling. Now that we've determined where our indoor wall unit is going to go, it's time to place our outdoor condenser. We want it to be within 25 feet of our indoor wall unit, making sure it's on a flat level surface, utilizing a plastic condenser pad, or what we're going to do is mount it to the wall with some wall brackets.
It is very important that you have the proper electrical voltage for the system. There are 2 types of voltage requirements depending on the cooling BTU size needed to cool your home. If you have a 9,000 or 12,000 BTU system, you will need the standard 115-120 electrical voltage available to operate your mini split. If you have a 18,000 or 24,000 BTU system, you will need the more powerful 208-230 volt electrical voltage to run your unit. You can find out your system's electrical voltage requirements on the rating label. There are 2 places a rating label can be found. The first is on the side of the indoor wall unit. The second can be found on the side of the outdoor condenser. You can also locate and match the model number located on the packaging to the max fuse requirements chart on page 1 of the user and installation manual.
Once you have determined the location of the wall unit, locate the wall studs. Position the template on the wall. Make sure the position for the 2.5-inch diameter hole is clear of any electrical conduit, water pipes, air ducts, and when possible, position 2 of the 6 screw holes over 2 studs, then level the template, mark the 2.5-inch hole and the 6 screw holes with a pencil. Now once you've installed your drywall anchors, it's time to install the wall bracket. Now that our bracket is secured to the wall, we can begin to drill our 2.5-inch diameter hole. I've fed the communication cable up through the hole in the wall. I've also taped together the line set and the condensation tube, making sure that the condensation tube is at the bottom. Now I'm going to carefully bend these out so that they can be fed through the hole in the wall.
After carefully inserting the refrigerant lines, drainage pipe, and communication lines through the hole in the wall, go outside and bend the refrigerant lines towards the condenser. To avoid kinking and damaging the refrigerant line, you need to gently bend the refrigerant line downward from the wall opening. To do this, start by gripping the refrigerant line with one hand placed close to the wall hole opening. Next, place your other hand on the front side just below your other hand. With both hands, gently bend and apply pressure to guide the refrigerant line downward. Take your time bending the refrigerant copper lines, making small movements to bend the line set a little bit at a time until it eventually rests in place. When positioned correctly, you should have the refrigerant line pointing downward before connecting the line set.
Secure the outdoor condenser. Make sure you have at least 12 inches of space between the condenser and the wall. Place the provided rubber isolation pads beneath the condenser's legs. Carefully unroll the line set. Avoid stepping on the lines at any time to prevent damage. Note, the length of the line set cannot be modified in any way. Tightly connect the color-coded refrigerant lines to the indoor wall unit. Use one adjustable wrench to hold the lines steady while using the other wrench to counter-tighten the connection.
After hand tightening your line set connection, it is important to make sure that all the fittings are completely snug. To do this, you will need 2 adjustable wrenches or a torque wrench. With 2 adjustable wrenches, tighten the bottom male condenser coupler first and then the top male condenser coupler. When you feel the fittings are tightened, give each fitting an extra quarter turn to assure they are tight.
Connect the drain tube to the indoor wall unit and secure it in place with duct tape. Position the drain tube vertically behind the line set. Using an adjustable wrench, remove the caps from the condenser valves.
To release the refrigerant, start with the bottom coupler and slowly turn your Allen wrench counterclockwise until it stops. Once you have opened the bottom valve, you will hear the refrigerant starting to run through the line set. Next, you will need to open the top coupler. Again, slowly turn your Allen wrench counterclockwise until it stops to open the top refrigerant line. It is very important to open the valves prior to turning on your mini split for the first time, or the system will not work. This will void your warranty.
Place the copper caps back on to protect the valves. Remove the electrical cover on the side of the condenser to reveal the electrical terminals. Locate and connect the Molex plug inside the condensing unit. For the next step, contact your certified electrician to connect power to the unit. Connecting power incorrectly could cause serious damage to the unit and void the warranty, so it's best to let a professional handle this step. I have installed a surge protector. It's not mandatory and you can do it later, but we highly recommend it to help protect your new mini split system. Now that we have everything connected, let's turn it on. Oh yeah, feels good.
Once the unit is up and running, it is very important to double check that all connections are properly sealed and there are no refrigerant leaks. Using a mixture of soap and water in a spray bottle, spray all line set connection fittings with the soapy mixture. You want to make sure that no bubbles form. If you see bubbles forming, then the system has a leak. Using the adjustable wrench, you must tighten up the line set connections, respray the soapy mixture to confirm that your connections are tight and no longer leaking. You can also use a spray-on leak detector to check for leaks. For instructions on how to use these types of leak detection sprays, please refer to the manufacturer's instructions.
You're all set and ready to go. Thanks for watching and enjoy.